safety of anyone, that would be a law enforcement officer or a citizen on the street. When you're willing to shoot a policeman, you're willing to shoot anyone.
Yeah, okay, guys.
These will help coordinate the search for the deadly gunman.
We immediately set up a perimeter with the assistance of the state, county, and local officers in the area. We had canines on the scene. We had a chopper in the air. We notified the schools in the area to stay locked down.
Evidence technicians began to process the car. The damage covered by a paper towel.
I can use K now.
They looked for fingerprints that might help them identify the perpetrator, but found none. Canine handlers brought in their dogs, which are trained to remember a scent from a specified place, then follow only that scent, ignoring others. But the trail ended not far from the vehicle. Despite the massive effort, the suspect somehow slipped away.
They were killed, and we worked that much harder to bring them to justice.
For more resources, they called in the FBI and Supervisory Special Agent Bill Keith.
I was asked to come over to the Palatine Police Department by the Chief of Police. There had been a composite sketch drawn, and everybody was reviewing the circumstances of the shooting.
For nearly 2 years, Keith and his squad had been working the Bearded Bandit case.
I had asked if we could look at the car that was found, and when I looked at the ignition, this was our bank robbery.
After being treated, Officer Marr came to the station.
That's it.
Let's put it there.
The bank robber did look like the man who shot him.
We surmised that he was on his way to do a bank robbery. He knew once the officer ran the plate, the car would come to control. He also knew that with the guns he had in his vehicle, it's not something he could conceal. The officer walked up to the vehicle.
The Bearded Bandit had made a huge leap in violence.
This guy wasn't going to go away. We were going to have to come up with a very innovative way to either identify him and charge him. Or
Tayo ka daw, be.
Ano?
Chief Goldberg brought the many investigators together.
After the initial search, we set up a multi-jurisdictional task force here at our police department. We had the FBI, the state police, Cook County Sheriff's Police, and all the local agencies from our area and all involved.
Since their
My black.
seemed to know police procedure,
I need black color. Walang green.
Bank robbery was using a scam, and we were no longer giving out the location of the air. Phone number for
Yay, my black. Blacky.
patrol officers in the area could use the codes to respond to robbery calls without the bandit realizing it. Confident that the Bearded Bandit would resume his crime spree eventually, police began doing spot checks at banks throughout the region. On November 18th, 2 weeks after the shooting, Elk Grove Village, Illinois police officers saw nothing suspicious at one bank on their list.
Don't cheat. My dog.
But later that morning, a woman leaving a nearby business did. 2 people appeared in Elk Grove Village, Illinois, this time with an accomplice. While a witness outside the bank called police, the robbers struck. The bandit demanded money from the vault, his accomplice standing guard. 911 dispatch, aware of the bearded bandit, used a prearranged code to alert officers.
2130, 2132, code 3.
Without revealing information over the police scanner. They also alerted the FBI. Special Agent Hank Schmidt realized the new danger.
The big concern is that the robber, in some cases, discharges the weapon and is using it to gesture at the employee. So the potential for violence is always there. The numbers obviously increase if we have two people that are armed.
In the bank, the manager explained they could not get into the time delay vault. The dispatcher instructed the witness outside to leave in case there was gunplay. With the police had been called, the teller hit the alarm. Elk Grove Village officers approached with their sirens off, quietly surrounding the bank. If the robbers were still inside and heard police, they might take hostages. Officers were in even more danger, according to Palatine Chief John Kozel.
For the first time, we had two bearded individuals rob a bank. That, of course, increased our sense of urgency even more. Now we get two armed gunmen to deal with when law enforcement arrives at these banks.
2600, can you call the bank, find out?
Through the dispatcher, police talked with bank employees. The manager said the robbers had left. The officers had to be sure. The robbers could be holding a gun on the manager, forcing her to lie. The dispatcher asked them. The employee assured them the assailants were gone and no one was injured inside. The officers moved in to clear the bank for certain.
One of the witnesses told us that she believed that the second person, a smaller person, was possibly a victim.
It was more evidence of his criminal sophistication. All of the cars were similar, according to Special Agent Dave Chilbury.
We were able to kind of key in the cars by the type, the make, the size, the non-visibility of them. They were just everyday cars.
He was stealing them, then letting them sit for several days before using them as getaway cars. The task force asked to be notified of similar cars stolen from area shopping malls.
We were successful in getting information on cars of that type that were stolen in the northwest suburbs of the city of Chicago. We put that information out on a weekly basis.
Call to approximately 50 to 60 law enforcement agencies and spoke to the individual officers on the need to find these cars. Those personal visits mean a lot more than just putting something out on the teletype.
Somewhere in the metro area, they hoped to find a getaway car after the bandit stole it, but before he used it in a robbery. Weeks later, officers and detectives watched from an empty apartment overlooking the stolen car, 24 hours a day.
On December 13th, we found out that the Rolling Meadows police had located another stolen car. There was in all probability one of the bearded bandits' cars.
Chief Kozel was sure they were right.
These two particular vehicles were both stolen out of large mall areas. Both were owned by employees of those malls. The ammo was perfect.
They set up surveillance on the second car in Rolling Meadows, too.
Rolling Meadows PD stepped up. They shared time, detectives, intelligence, sat with our agents out there 24 hours a day.
Tracking devices in the vehicles. But they couldn't do so in the parking lots. Late one night, agents removed the two cars. And replaced them with lookalikes for a few hours. It was a risky move. The thief could return at any time and spot the agents, or the decoy cars. At the FBI garage, technicians installed the remote. They also equipped the cars with remote kill switches that would allow agents to shut down the engines from